Jagadev, and thank you for joining us today. So, how will the Project World tackle global mental health challenges? The mental health issues like stress, anxiety, depression are universal, affecting villages in every continent. Project World uses Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and yoga as core intervention. Gurudev's teachings emphasize that inner peace leads to outer harmony, creating resilient individuals capable of facing life's challenges. Seva Yodhas and Pratinidhis conduct community workshops, teach stress management, and provide mentorship. Regions affected by conflict, migration, and environmental trauma benefit from guided meditation sessions and satsangs. Local adaptations using native languages, music, and culturally relevant meditation techniques increase accessibility and participation. Gurudev's books highlight that consistent spiritual practice rewires mental balance, enhances focus, and cultivates emotional intelligence. Children, youth, and adults develop coping mechanisms, reduce anxiety, and improve relationships. Project World integrates trauma counseling with the spiritual techniques, making communities healthier, happier, and more productive. How can the Project World support women empowerment globally? Women's empowerment is a cornerstone of societal transformation. Project World establishes women's seva groups, uh, train pratinidhis in leadership, skill development, and digital literacy. Gurudev emphasizes that empowered women uplift families and communities, fostering long-term sustainability. Programs integrate meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and Shakti Kriya to cultivate inner strength, clarity, and confidence. Women learn leadership and entrepreneurship, sustainable farming, education, and healthcare initiatives. Local adaptations respect cultural norms while promoting ethical, spiritual, and social empowerment. Through mentorship by Seva Yodhas, women lead community projects, clean water initiatives, education programs, environmental restoration, and wellness workshops. Gurudev's talks reinforce that inner power combined with compassionate action transforms society, making women global catalysts for Project World's success. Now, how will the Project World prepare villages globally for disaster management? Natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, cyclones impact communities globally from Southeast Asia to South America to Africa to and Oceania. Project World will create trained emergency response teams comprising Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas who can act swiftly during crisis. Beyond logistics, Gurudev emphasizes inner resilience, teaching that a calm, focused mind is essential for effective leadership during emergencies. Techniques such as Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, and Trikal Sandhya will be incorporated into community preparedness programs to cultivate clarity and emotional stability among responders and villagers alike. Local adaptations will include region specific training, disaster simulations, and awareness campaigns. For instance, coastal villages in the Philippines may focus on cyclone preparedness, while African savanna communities may emphasize drought management. Gurudev's talks on service and empathy highlight that collective compassion strengthens community cohesion, ensuring people support each other during crisis. Pratinidhis will guide villagers in first aid, safe evacuation protocols, and emergency communication systems, while Seva Yodhas provide mentorship and advanced disaster management strategies. By combining spiritual grounding with practical action, Project World ensures that communities are not only physically prepared but emotionally resilient. Wisdom from Gurudev's books demonstrates that spiritual awareness reduces panic, enhances decision making, and fosters a sense of universal responsibility, creating empowered communities that can withstand natural disasters and recover faster. How will the Project World tackle global unemployment and create sustainable livelihoods? Unemployment and lack of livelihood opportunities are universal challenges. Project World will implement skill development centers in villages worldwide, training individuals in vocational skills, digital literacy, entrepreneurship, and sustainable agriculture. Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas, fluent in local and global languages, will mentor communities to identify local opportunities and apply global best practices. Gurudev's teachings emphasize inner alignment with purpose. When individuals are grounded, their creativity and problem solving improve, resulting in self sufficient livelihoods. Practices like meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and Padma Sadhana strengthen mental clarity, resilience, and focus, enabling individuals to pursue enterprise, agriculture, and service driven vocations successfully. For example, African communities may combine organic farming with digital marketplaces, while South American villages may focus on ecotourism and artisan crafts. Local workshops include financial literacy, ethical leadership, and sustainable business practices, inspired by Gurudev's emphasis on dharmic action for societal prosperity. Project World also promotes women and youth led enterprises guided by Seva Yodhas and trained Pratinidhis. Wisdom from Gurudev's talks underscores that holistic prosperity arises when a social welfare, ethical action, and spiritual grounding coexist, ensuring that economic development is sustainable, inclusive, and aligned with universal values. Now, how will the Project World promote global education and holistic learning? Education disparities exist in every continent, from remote Himalayan villages to rural parts of Africa, South America, and the Pacific Islands. Project World will establish global Shishi Sanskar Kendra branches, adapting curricula to local languages and cultures while incorporating holistic education principles inspired by Gurudev. Education will include academic learning, moral values, meditation, yoga, and emotional intelligence, forming well rounded individuals. Pratinidhis and Seva Yudhas will conduct workshops for teachers, parents, and students, emphasizing the importance of inner peace, focus, and compassion. Techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, Trikal Sandhya, Padma Sadhana, and guided meditation will enhance concentration, mental clarity, and emotional balance. Gurudev's talks and books are highlighted learning without values is incomplete, hence, spiritual teachings are integrated with the conventional education. For example, African communities may learn basic literacy and sustainable agriculture alongside meditation, while villages in South America may integrate local history, eco conscious practices, and community service. Youth are trained in global pratinidhis, spreading education initiatives and mentoring peers. Digital tools and mobile apps allow real time monitoring of learning outcomes, ensuring global coordination. Gurudev's wisdom emphasizes knowledge combined with mindfulness and service creates empowered citizens who contribute to social transformation. By fostering holistic learning, Project World ensures that children and adults alike develop intellectual, emotional, and spiritual capacities, enabling them to solve local problems while connecting to global networks of service and knowledge. How will the project world address global healthcare challenges in villages? Healthcare inequities affect remote regional worldwide, from Himalayan hamlets to Amazonian communities and sub Saharan Africa. Project World will establish local health and awareness centers and wellness centers guided by Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas, offering preventive care, awareness programs, and workshops on nutrition, hygiene, mental health, and lifestyle diseases. Gurudev's teachings stress the link between mind body balance and well being. Meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, yoga, and breathing techniques will be integrated into daily routines to improve immunity, reduce stress, and prevent lifestyle related illnesses. Satsangs, Sahasramas, and Guru Pujas create collective energy and positivity, enhancing physical and mental health. Seva Yodhas will organize medical camps, training programs for local health workers, and awareness campaigns for sanitation, maternal health, vaccination, and disease prevention. Wisdom from Gurudev's books and talks emphasizes service as healing, helping others restores inner balance and generates positive societal change. For regions with limited infrastructure, digital health platforms will connect communities with remote medical experts. Practices like Agnikaram, Padmasadhana, and Trikal Sandhya complement conventional medicine, fostering holistic healing. Project World ensures that every village benefits from a balanced approach to physical, mental, and spiritual health, making communities resilient, vibrant, and self sustaining. Now, how will the Project World ensure environmental sustainability globally? Environmental challenges like deforestation, pollution, and climate change impact communities on every continent. Project World integrates environmental awareness and conservation practices with the spiritual and practical action. Pratinidhis and Seva Yudhas lead tree plantations, cleanup drives, river rejuvenation, natural farming, and renewable energy initiatives adapted to local ecosystems. Gurudev emphasizes that care for the planet arises from inner peace. Meditative practices cultivate awareness of the interconnectedness of all life. Techniques like Shakti Kriya, meditation, Trikal Sandhya, and Sahasnama chanting help communities internalize the value of nature and act collectively. Local knowledge is combined with global best practices. For instance, Scandinavian villages may implement energy efficient technology alongside eco conscious spiritual practices, while African communities may adopt sustainable farming methods. Integrated with local rituals, digital platforms track environmental impact, geotagging initiatives worldwide. Project World ensures that spiritual wisdom inspires ecological responsibility, empowering communities to act as custodians of their environment. Gurudev's books and talks reiterate that sustainable progress is only possible when society respects nature, making this approach a blueprint for long term planetary well being and a spiritually enriched lifestyle. How will the Project World promote women empowerment across global villages? Women's empowerment is a critical factor for social progress worldwide, from rural India to sub Saharan Africa, South America, and Oceania. Project World will establish women centric centers guided by trained Seva Yodhas and Pratinidhis, offering skill development, literacy programs, health awareness, leadership training, and spiritual practices. Gurudev emphasizes that empowered women create harmonious families and communities. Practices like Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, Padmasadhana, and Trikal Sandhya enable women to cultivate inner confidence, emotional balance, and resilience. Local initiatives may include micro enterprises, organic farming projects, digital literacy, and community health programs, For example, in African villages, women may learn sustainable agriculture combined with cooperative leadership, while in Latin America, programs may focus on artisan skill development and local entrepreneurship. Seva Yodhas mentor women to become pratinidhis, enabling them to lead community transformation and mentor peers. Gurudev's talks highlight that spiritual empowerment complements social empowerment, creating leaders who act with compassion, wisdom, and ethical responsibility. By integrating ancient Vedic knowledge with the modern skill building, Project World ensures women globally have the tools to transform not only their lives, but also the socio-economic and spiritual health of their communities. How will the Project World address mental health challenges in rural and remote communities? Mental health challenges, stress, anxiety, depression are universal, affecting communities from North America to Asia, Africa, and Oceania. Project World integrates mind body techniques such as Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, Shakti Kriya, and guided yoga to strengthen mental resilience. Seva Yodhas and Pratinidhis train local volunteers to conduct counseling sessions, group meditations, and stress relief workshops adapted to local languages and cultural contexts. Gurudev's teachings emphasize that mental clarity and inner peace are foundational to societal transformation. Practices like Trikal Sandhya, Sahasranama chanting, and Padma Sadhana cultivate calmness, focus, and emotional stability, creating a ripple effect of positivity in the community. For example, rural North American villages may integrate mindfulness based cognitive techniques with the Sudarshan Kriya, while South American communities may combine yoga, meditation, and cultural rituals for emotional healing. Additionally, digital mental health resources connect remote communities for to train professionals. Gurudev's wisdom underscores that service and meditation heal simultaneously, helping others alleviates inner suffering while building a compassionate community. By integrating spiritual, social, and psychological practices, World Project World fosters mental wellness globally, ensuring communities are resilient, balanced, and ready to face personal and collective challenges. Now, how will the project world preserve and promote local cultures and heritage globally? Jagadev, cultural erosion is a challenge everywhere from indigenous tribes in Australia and North America to rural villages in Africa and Asia. Project World encourages communities to revive and celebrate local traditions, music, arts, languages, and rituals. Pratinidhis facilitate workshops, festivals, and cultural exchanges while incorporating spiritual wisdom from Gurudev's talks and Vedic practices. Gurudev emphasizes that respecting one's heritage strengthens identity and fosters harmony. Practices like Guru Puja, Sahasnama chanting, and regional adaptations of homas and pujas connect communities to their roots while fostering unity. Villagers also engage in educational programs highlighting local folklore, history, and ethical values, bridging generations and empowering youth. For instance, Aboriginal communities may integrate native dance and meditation rituals, while African villages may revive storytelling traditions alongside community yoga sessions. By combining cultural preservation with spiritual growth, environmental stewardship, and social service, Project World ensures that the local identity thrives in harmony with global values. Gurudev's wisdom emphasizes that culture and spirituality are inseparable, nurturing both creates resilient communities capable of contributing positively to global society while maintaining their unique identity. Now, how will the project world cultivate youth leadership across continents? Youths are the driving force of global transformation. Project World identifies and trains young pratinidhis from every village worldwide, mentoring them to become community leaders, innovators, and service oriented citizens. Seva Yodhas conduct training programs integrating leadership skills, emotional intelligence, spiritual practices, and social responsibility adapted to local cultures and languages. Gurudev emphasizes that youth leadership flourishes when inner values align with external action. Techniques such as Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, Padmasana, Trikalsam, and Shakti Kriya strengthen focus, resilience, and empathy, equipping young leaders to tackle social, economic, and environmental challenges. For example, African youth may lead digital literacy campaigns alongside organic farming initiatives, while South American youth may initiate ecotourism and cultural preservation projects. In North America and Europe, young Pratinidhis may combine volunteerism with mental health awareness and community service. Project World fosters peer mentoring, where experienced youth leaders train new recruits, ensuring sustainable leadership pipelines. Gurudev's wisdom underscores that leadership is not about authority but service. When young leaders act with compassion and insight, communities flourish by blending spiritual grounding with practical skills. Project World ensures that youth across the globe become catalysts for positive change, creating interconnected networks of empowered leaders. How will the project world support interfaith harmony globally? Religious and cultural differences often lead to conflicts worldwide. Project World promotes interfaith understanding and unity, encouraging dialogue, shared service projects, and joint spiritual practices adapted to local traditions. Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas lead initiatives such as community service, joint satsangs, and global peace workshops. Gurudev's teachings stress that spiritual essence transcends labels. Practices like Guru Puja, chanting of Sahasranamas, Trikal Sandhya, and guided meditation help communities experience universal oneness, fostering tolerance and empathy. For example, Middle Eastern villages may combine Islamic, Christian, and Vedic practices in service oriented gatherings, while Indian and African villages celebrate festivals together, enhancing mutual respect. Local schools and youth programs include lessons in ethical values, service, and conflict resolution, promoting collaboration. Digital platforms allow global exchange of ideas and success stories, inspiring cross cultural learning. Gurudev's books emphasize that peace arises from understanding, compassion, and collective action, which Project World implements at both grassroots and global levels. Now, how will the Project World promote sustainable agriculture globally? Agricultural challenges affect villages worldwide, from drought prone African savannas to flood prone South Asian plains and North American farmlands. Project World trains Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas to implement natural farming, organic practices, water conservation, crop rotation, and eco friendly technology. Gurudev emphasizes that connection with nature and dharmic practices ensure harmony and prosperity. Techniques such as Agni Karyam, Trikal Sandhya, meditation, and Guru Puja for land fertility combine a traditional wisdom with modern science. Communities are taught to balance productivity with ecological sustainability. Local adaptation ensures region specific crops, tools, and practices. For example, South American villages may integrate permaculture, while African villages implement rainwater harvesting and organic pest control. Pratinidhis mentor farmers in leadership, cooperative planning, and global best practices. Wisdom from Gurudev's talks emphasizes that abundant harvests result from inner clarity, ethical action, and community service, ensuring that agriculture becomes both economically viable and spiritually enriching. How will the project world integrate technology for global village development? Technology is a key enabler for connecting remote villages worldwide. Project World implements digital platforms, mobile applications, and real time monitoring systems to coordinate Pratinidhis, Seva Yodhas, and local initiatives. Training includes digital literacy, online education, telemedicine, e commerce for local products, and environmental monitoring tools. Gurudev emphasizes that technology combined with wisdom and values multiplies impact. Techniques like meditation, Sudarshan Kriya, and Shakti Kriya cultivate mental clarity, enabling effective use of digital tools. For instance, African villages may connect with global markets for organic produce, while Himalayan communities access online medical consultations. Data analytics, geotagging, and virtual coordination allow Project World to track progress, measure impact, and scale solutions globally. Gurudev's teachings remind us that ethical, and conscious use of technology must align with Dharmic principles to ensure societal well being. How will the Project World strengthen healthcare systems in villages worldwide? Healthcare disparities exist in all continents, from remote Alaskan villages to African savannas and Southeast Asian rural areas. Project World establishes local wellness centers run by trained Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas, offering preventive care, mental health support, awareness campaigns, and basic medical facilities. Gurudev emphasizes that health is the foundation for productivity, and peace. Techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, meditation, Padmasadhana, Trikalsandhya, and Shakti Kriya enhance immunity, reduce stress, and promote holistic wellness. Communities receive training in hygiene, nutrition, and lifestyle management, adapted to regional diets and cultural norms. Telemedicine platforms connect villages to urban hospitals, ensuring access to specialized care. Local women and youth are trained as community health volunteers. For example, Amazonian communities may focus on waterborne diseases, while African villages may address malaria and maternal health. Wisdom from Gurudev's talks reinforces that service combined with spiritual practices amplifies healing, creating healthier individuals and resilient communities globally. How will the project world enhance mental wellness globally? Mental health is a universal challenge. Project World implements structured meditation, mindfulness, Sudarshan Kriya, and Shakti Kriya sessions across villages worldwide. Pratinidhis are trained to conduct workshops in stress management, emotional resilience, and community counseling. Gurudev's teachings emphasize that inner peace is the basis of our social harmony. Practices like Trikal Sandhya, Padma Sadhana, Sahasrama chanting, and Guru Puja create collective mental energy and reduce anxiety, depression, and emotional imbalances. Programs are customized to local cultures. For example, European villages may integrate art therapy with meditation, while Asian communities may combine yoga, chanting, and mindful living practices. Digital support networks allow remote guidance from trained professionals. By combining modern psychology with ancient Vedic wisdom, Project World creates a global mental wellness ecosystem, improving productivity, social harmony, and spiritual growth simultaneously. How will the Project World support sustainable agriculture and food security globally? Food security challenges affect communities from Africa to South America, Asia, and Oceania. Project World trains Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas to implement organic farming, crop rotation, water conservation, natural fertilizers, and renewable energy integration. Gurudev teaches that living in harmony with nature ensures abundance and dharmic prosperity. Practices like Agni Karyam, Guru Puja, Trikal Sandhya, and Padma Sadhana enhance farmers' awareness, focus, and decision making. For sustainable agriculture, local adaptations include drought resistant crops in Africa, terrace farming in the Himalayas, and permaculture in South America. Farmers receive training in market access, cooperative management, and modern sustainable techniques. Gurudev's wisdom emphasizes that service to the land and ethical stewardship ensures community resilience, creating food security while fostering spiritual and social growth. How will the project world empower women globally? Women empowerment is crucial for global transformation. Project World sets up skill development, leadership, health, and spiritual centers for women in villages across all continents. Pratinidhis and Seva Yodhas train women in literacy, entrepreneurship, organic farming, digital skills, and meditation practices. Gurudev emphasizes that empowered women are pillars of society and spiritual practices strengthen their inner resilience. Techniques like Sudarshan Kriya, Padma Sadhana, Trikal Sandhya, and Guru Puja cultivate confidence, emotional balance, and clarity. Initiatives are customized. African women may focus on cooperative farming and local crafts, while Southeast Asian women may engage in digital entrepreneurship and cultural preservation. Women leaders become pratinidhis, mentoring others and leading community service projects. By combining spiritual practice